Hello, everyone. Welcome to TV Literate, the podcast that unapologetically enjoys trashy TV. I'm Gillian,
And I'm Megan.
and we're here, y'all.
We're here. We're back with less rights than we had last week, which is great.
Yep. Fuck SCOTUS in so many ways. Just literally every decision they've made this month has been a bad one.
Yeah, it's not been great. It's not been a great month. Just all around.
No,
It's Pride
hard
Month.
pass.
Why are they doing this during Pride Month? It's supposed to be a happy
we
time.
know why.
I know.
We do
I
talk
know.
about these people on a weekly basis now.
I
We
know.
know why.
We know why. That was a rhetorical question. I just want a happy time. Is that too much to ask? Just like 1 month of just like not something horrible happening.
Yeah, it would be really nice to have like one day without a nightmare
Yeah.
of a world.
Really just low bar right here. Low bar.
Give me like 6 good hours with no bad news.
Exactly.
At this
just
point.
like a second of a not of like an anxious free mind. That just 1 second, one solitary second would be great.
Just one. And like I'm not even paying that much attention to the world or anything. Like
know.
I'm just doing like basic like social media news browsing. I'm not looking into like all the conflicts that aren't being reported and shit. It's just like shit sucks overall.
It does. Just across the board. It sucks. It sucks.
Yeah.
But maybe I don't know, maybe talking shit about some fundies will make us feel a little bit better. So that's what we're going to do today.
It does always make me feel better.
Yeah, it does. It helps at least a little bit. I mean, it doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. Before we get into all that, Gillian, what have you been watching this week?
So I've still been reading my books, which, I had to up my goal from 25 books this year to 35 books this year because I've already read 26.
Nice.
I try not to give myself too high of a goal because I don't
Yeah.
want to like disappoint myself.
Yeah.
I'm like 2 books a month is about all I can promise
There
because
you
it'll be
go.
like 4 books 1 month and 0 the next. But I've done 2 months of 10 books.
Damn, that's impressive. Yeah, I feel like whenever I read like a lot in a short amount of time, and then I'll like not read for a long time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's great. I used to read all the time.
Yeah, you did.
Like
But,
always.
We live in a nightmare world.
Yeah, I used to read over 100 books a year all the time. And now I'm like,
Yeah.
I'll be lucky if I get 15. Whatever. Life sucks.
Yeah. Life sucks. Brains are hard. It's kind of hard to like get involved in a book when you're constantly thinking about like reality because you're anxious
Yeah.
about the reality you're in. And
Yeah.
every sniffle or cough, you're like, oh, could this be the end?
Right. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I have been watching a little bit of Survivor, though,
Hell
as
yeah.
well. And we've been watching movies, mostly trying to catch up on stuff that we've missed.
Mhm.
We watched Doctor Strange and the fuckery of time, the multiverse. I don't know. Last night, it was good. I really just don't care about Marvel movies anymore.
Yeah. I've
Because
never
the
been a Marvel person.
storylines and like the people are too complicated now.
Mhm.
I can't remember everybody's name and everybody's plot line from movie to movie. Like,
Yeah, it does seem very like expansive and threatening
Yeah.
in a way.
yeah, it's like if it were just like Iron Man, Thor, Captain America, Wonder Woman again. Like,
Mhm.
I can handle those 4.
Yeah, it's kind of like how the 90 Day Fiancé series, like I just can't keep track of any of them anymore, and it makes it less fun.
Yeah, the Marvel Cinematic Universe is exactly like the 90 Day Fiancé universe.
They are the same.
They are the same.
You heard it here
But
first.
yeah. I would say that I did mostly enjoy the new Doctor Strange. It was directed by Sam Raimi, who did like Evil Dead and stuff. So it had Bruce Campbell and kind of some horror nods and stuff, which was
Nice.
fun. It definitely was a more interesting one than like Iron Man 4.
Yeah,
It's the same movie the 4th time.
right. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But other than that, I was trying to think. There was another movie that we watched, but I don't remember what it's called now, so it wasn't that important, I don't believe. Anyways, what have you been watching?
We've been watching a lot of random stuff. We've watched a couple of random movies. I mentioned this to you. We watched Full Bloom on HBO. which is like a florist competition. We watched the first season of that. But what we've been watching the last couple of nights, and we will be finishing up tonight, hopefully, is The Staircase, the HBO
Oh yeah.
series of The Staircase,
Oh
like the
shit.
dramatic,
Yeah,
the new
reenactment.
one.
Isn't it like
Yeah.
Nicole Kidman or
No,
somebody?
it's Colin
Who is it?
Firth and Toni Collette is in it, and I fucking
Toni Collette,
love
yes.
Toni Collette. She's
I
incredible.
knew it was a creepy lady.
We love creepy Toni Collette, and the best part about Toni Collette's performance in this is that it kind of just like takes you through the whole thing, like the making of the documentary, like all of the different like theories that have come out about what actually happened to Kathleen, and so Toni Collette plays Kathleen, who's the woman who dies on the staircase. And she has to, every time that which there's like 3 so far main theories have come out about what happened. And every time they make her like reenact that night over and again. So it's just like she has to die like brutally 3 times on a staircase and just act it over and over again. And it's like, hell yeah, Toni Collette, you creepy, creepy bitch. I love you.
I know. She's so good. I think I've watched like everything she's done. She's just so good and so
She's
creepy.
so good. And like, as much as you can enjoy a story about like a true murder of or death of a woman.
Murder.
Yeah.
How do you explain the first wife? Did the first wife also get killed by an owl? Like, there
I
are
know.
coincidences, but are there coincidences like that?
Yeah, it's a lot. But the series has been really, really good. And the acting's great. Sophie Turner's also in it, which I did not know.
Nice.
But
maybe that's the ginger I was remembering.
Yes, maybe. But it's very good, and I highly recommend it if you're interested in that. I have not actually watched the actual Staircase documentary in full. I've watched parts of it, but I could never get all the way through it because it's just like so fucking long. And
it is.
So I've like read about the case and I know about it, but I've been enjoying watching the series a lot. It's been good.
That's good. Yeah, I hadn't watched that one because I thought it was going to be too similar to the documentary because I didn't really know what it was about, like that they were doing each kind of possibility.
Yeah, and it goes back and forth in time too. Like it goes back into like Michael and Kathleen's life right before she died and that kind of stuff. So, I mean, I haven't seen the full documentary, but I do think it is like different enough that I feel like it would be enjoyable to watch still, even if you've seen the documentary.
Yeah. Well, it's on my list. I have such a long fucking list of stuff to watch that's like kind of morbid and dark that I'm just like, I need to like pace myself on this stuff.
Yeah, for sure. But it's good.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. All right. So we are going to get back into Bringing Up 8 season 8. This is another quite a long season. I think we have one more episode of episodes from season 8 after this, but we're getting there. We're getting there.
Also, I believe that this is season 8 of the Bates, and this is episode 88.
Oh, wow. Lots of 8s happening. What does it mean? What does it all mean?
I don't know. Somebody ask our numerologist.
So the first episode we're going to talk about today is called A Dance with Dad and a Wedding to Plan.
They're back with the fucking ampersands.
We're back. So now that Carlin has her dress, she is on the hunt for a venue, which seems like
completely the backwards order.
Yeah, but you know what? It's Carlin, so we just gotta go with it.
It's the Bates family. They'll figure it out if they get it done.
Somehow they do always come together in the end, which I guess is just like makes them continue with this behavior. But yeah, it's very stressful for me to watch, but that's okay.
Yeah, I think the only reason that it comes through is that they have such a large, like, set of people to get stuff done and to, like, rent them stuff and lend them stuff.
Right. Most people don't have 18 brothers and sisters for manual labor purposes. So
yeah, who usually have, like, 18 boyfriends or girlfriends with brothers and sisters who also come to help and hang out, and it's like, okay, so you've got 50 people to help you set up a wedding in 3 hours. You can do it.
Also, they have Chad. Like, that alone, just having Chad, they're set.
Just having Chad. Chad is 25 men.
For real. He really is. It seems like it, at least. So they start with their venue hunt at Whitestone, which we were just at Whitestone with Aaron and Chad, which is where they got engaged and they stayed for their like 5-year anniversary trip, I think it was. So they're kind of touring the different areas where they could possibly have the ceremony, because she's planning anywhere from 600 to 1,000 people being there, which is
Yeah,
quite a large
that's
like
a huge
range.
variation.
Yes.
But I think what they're doing is counting adult people, and 1,000 is going to include children people, and those don't count as people.
They're like half a person.
Yeah, because they're like, here's an invitation, and they expect like per each invitation they're going to get like 5 people.
That's so stressful to me.
That's a fucking nightmare.
It is. It really is. So they know that since, this is such a big group of people, it's going to have to be outdoors, which Carlin is all for. And so they kind of look around the outdoor areas. They talk about the little gazebo area, which is where I think Chad asked Aaron to marry him.
Yep, we saw that footage of him. Aaron Elise, will you marry me?
Yeah, it was great. It was great.
So corny. They're so corny and so
I know.
little.
I know. So they talk about maybe having like the food and dance area at the gazebo. And Zach talks about how it's interesting how the family has evolved now that they actually allow dancing. And I swear to God, the concept of like them allowing dancing at a wedding comes up so many times in these episodes. And it's like,
I know.
we get it. Also, it's not nearly as big of a deal as you think it is.
Yeah, I like honestly, people dance together and don't bang, and people bang without dancing together.
Yeah, I honestly just don't understand. Like, what do they think people dancing are doing?
Yeah, and like you can just do it like they used to do it back in our childhood school days, just like leave room for Jesus. So like
Yeah.
no bumping, no grinding, but you can like go to a fucking sock hop.
Right.
No joy. This is the dirty dancing town.
It really
and
is.
it is IBLP.
But Carlin is going to change that.
And they also hate abortion.
Well, yeah, God.
It's fucked.
So Carlin really likes Whitestone a lot and likes what they see, but they have plans to look at Castleton Farms. And so they go to do that, and they're happy that they did, because this is the place that they end up actually going with.
This place, they had to have worked out a deal with Up TV to get it for cheaper or something, because like this place was bonkers.
Yeah, there's no way this place was cheaper than Whitestone. Like,
yeah, or even like in the same ballpark.
Yeah, I definitely think they had worked out some type of agreement for sure. Which, I mean, whatever, it's fine.
Yeah, we do know the name Castleton Farms now, and we saw it twice.
That's true, and I'm sure we'll see it again because we haven't even been to the wedding yet.
God, we haven't.
It's been
Feels
a lot
like
of wedding.
Have.
I know it's been a lot of wedding coverage for this one, but maybe one day we'll actually talk about the wedding. So they roll in. They're immediately impressed with what they see, but they're already talking about the price tag, which again, this is why I think that they probably because they were like talking about it big, like this is going to be so expensive. And then they never talk about really anything.
Nobody said it again. Like when Kelly got out of the car, she's like, I just need to know about the pricing. Can we afford this? And the guy, avoids the question entirely.
Right.
Because I'm sure it's just like, then production says cut and they work it out.
Right, exactly. It's kind of like Whitestone is more like a rustic kind of like country type of estate, whereas Castleton Farms is much more elegant and
it's very bougie.
Bougie.
It is. I can imagine it in so many different weddings of like just hedonism. Like we're like, oh, we'll party like the Romans will, because they have a fucking vineyard. They have Roman columns that you can like light up and put stuff on. Like,
yeah, there could be some. I mean, it seems like a beautiful place. Like I could see some really awesome weddings there, but
not this one.
We'll see.
They did say earlier that they were only planning on feeding 500. And I'm like, that's less than the actual number 600 that you say is the bottom.
Yeah. So do you expect people to come and like not want to eat? Because you should not bet on that.
Don't. No, people will always come for food.
Yeah, especially if you have it at like a normal eating time. Like people are going to want to eat.
Yeah.
So they go kind of see where the ceremony would take place, which, like you said, it's like very columny. There's like staircase leading down. It's all great. And really, the only thing they're concerned about is the price tag. So,
Yeah, they can seat 700 out there.
yeah.
And then, I don't know if it was this episode or the next one, but they have like 2 other parts of the venue too. And I'm like, this had to be like
Yeah.
10 grand at least.
Yeah, because they have one space for the ceremony, and they have like one like covered area for the reception. And they have like other places that they can use in contingency
Yeah.
if there's rain or whatever.
Yeah, they have like a barn and whatever. But yeah, like it's big.
Yeah. So then we get a little clip of Gil making a doghouse for Johnny Jr. with some of the kids.
Because dogs don't live inside.
They don't. They can't. They're
Dogs.
gross.
Dogs don't have souls, so they can't live inside.
Oh, that makes me want to die.
I know. This makes me so sad because they're like, oh, we got to build him a house. I'm like, this puppy's been sleeping outside, like by himself. Like, I know he's not cold or whatever, but like, he's sleeping outside by himself. And he's a puppy.
Yeah, I do not understand. And it's like Tennessee, like, it's not like it's always nice weather in Tennessee.
No. And like, what is this dog protecting their land from? What is this dog protecting?
Right.
Like, it's not a working dog. It's not
Right.
like a Great Pyrenees out there protecting your flock of sheep.
Yeah.
It's a fucking Labrador whose only mission in life is to love and please you, and they just leave him outside.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's like, why? Why even get a dog if you're not going to let it inside?
I don't know.
Ugh. Anyway,
negative.
thankfully
Sorry.
they actually like buy a doghouse to be made. They're not just like making it out of scrap wood like the Bates normally would, which is normally like fine. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but like with the Bates, you never know what you're going to get or if you're going to get anything actually in the end with something like that.
I mean, they made a doghouse and Chad wasn't involved, so it's good they got
exactly
a doghouse kit.
Yes, and they were
otherwise
actually
it would have had holes.
Right, and they were actually like following the instructions and reading them and not just being like, I can do it, which the reason why we learn at the end that the reason why I think this went so smoothly is that Lawson was not there.
Yeah. Who'd have thunk? That Lawson is the instigator of the bullshit. It's the same reason as like why the wedding dress fitting and trying on went so nicely is because Carlin was the one doing it because she's the one who's an asshole.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Zach makes a little comment at the end when they're done because they finish it like in record time. It only takes like 35 minutes. They got it all put together. And Zach says, I'm not going to say who was missing here, but boy, it sure went smooth.
Yep. Zach really has had some zingers. I wonder if like
he is. He's on a roll right now. Call him Butter because he is on a roll.
Oh God.
I'm sorry.
We'll talk about this later too, but when fucking Chad says they go better together than a hot summer day and sweet tea, I almost died.
Yeah. I know. Oh, also while they're doing their doghouse, of course, Carlin has to come in and tease Gil about taking dance classes because they're doing them together.
Yeah. All of this was chaotic.
Very.
Gil said, "With dancing comes bad chemistry," which, like,
what does that mean?
What bad chemistry? Like, I don't. It's because none of them know what chemistry is.
I just really want to know, like, what horror stories have they heard about dancing that have made them so staunchly anti-dancing?
It's them.
That's
they
the
said
truth.
Gil was the prom king. Like, you think that Gil, this dude who's full of himself, isn't going around and like boinking the prom queen and everybody?
Yeah, it is. It's like you're protecting them for yourself, which like you could just not be a creep instead.
Yeah, like just teach your boys to not be creeps.
Yes, that's really where we should go. And I mean, everyone should not be creeps, but it's like the boys need a special lesson on that one in this day and age.
The reaction to you realizing you were a creep is to teach your boys not to be creeps, not ban dancing.
Yes, yeah, no. Oh, we get a clip from Michael and Brandon, a little update from them. So it's kind of been teased in a couple of episodes, but they're planning on moving back to Tennessee, and Michael is hoping to start nursing school. So they are looking at a rental house with Gil and Kelly that's, I guess, owned by some of their friends.
Mm-hmm. It's a crappy house.
It's about the plainest house I've ever seen, and it is so small. It would be like a pretty big downgrade from their house in Chicago. They said it's bigger than their first apartment, but smaller than the house they live in.
It wasn't nicer than their first apartment.
No.
We saw their first apartment. This is like Oh yeah, this guy who's friends with the Bates is like a slumlord
Yeah, I don't know. I'd be looking a little bit more if I were Michael and Brandon. I feel like there has to be some
in
better
rural
options.
Tennessee.
Yeah.
In rural Tennessee. Like there are options. It's not like they're looking in a market where it's like $2,500 for a
Right.
one bedroom.
Right. Right. But
God.
yeah, I don't know. They talk about how Brandon will be working remotely, so they're looking for like an
Hmm.
office space too, like in the house. And yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I really hope they don't take this house though.
No, it had like it looked like a bathroom counter set up in the kitchen. Like it was like a sink and then like just like a bathroom out of counter. It was
Yeah.
so tiny.
It was really small, and like I said, it was just like so plain, which is fine, but I just feel like they could definitely do better.
I know. Yeah. They could. They can. I hope they will because Brandon is very picky.
Yeah, they didn't seem like they really liked it that much, but they were trying to be nice about it.
Uh-huh,
So,
because they were on camera and it's like those are family friends and
yeah,
it's like,
exactly.
and the guy kept trying to sell it like, well, less area to keep clean.
It's like, great.
And it's like,
Can't move in my house
oh,
though.
yeah.
So, then we finally get into the dance lessons.
This literally this whole section has like where I could fill out a Bates bingo card. Like at one of the like I could
Mhm.
prefab one where it's like I didn't realize how much work this would be. I'm worse
Mhm.
at this than I expected.
Yes.
Somebody kicked somebody else. Like
Just yeah, pretty much everything. Just like a really like off-color remark about something really out of touch, you know.
uh-huh.
Just bingo, baby. We got it.
Kelly saying something ridiculous.
Yes. So, yeah, Gil and Kelly are going along with Carlin to take dance lessons at a local, I guess, dancing school or whatever.
Yeah.
And Gabriel is there to teach them. Poor Gabriel does not know what he's getting
Poor
himself into.
Gabriel. Yeah.
So, they talk about how, like I said, this is a big thing for them to allow dancing because they do not agree with dancing, but Carlin thankfully has assured them that she wants this to be a quote wholesome, thoughtful kind of dance and not at all sexy.
Well, I mean, what I've always wanted to do is have a sexy dance with my own father.
Yeah, I feel like you should not need to qualify that with like, oh, it'll be
Yeah.
wholesome. Like I'm dancing with my father. It will be wholesome. That's just naturally a wholesome thing.
Yeah, like maybe I mean they are fundies, so they do kind of need to clarify that.
That's the point. Like that's the problem here is that they're the problem, but then they project their
Yeah, like
yeah.
dancing isn't the problem, y'all.
It really isn't. I promise you. It really is not. You will not go to hell if you dance with somebody.
God, what if you did?
I feel like hell would be a pretty fun place to go then. Like all the
Yeah, it'd
dancers
be a
there.
dance party all the
Hello.
time.
Sounds like fun to me. That's where I want to go. Sign me up.
Yes.
But so they learn the basics of a box step and they start getting more complicated. And of course, they're struggling to keep up with it all.
Struggling. Yeah, so Carlin says, I didn't realize how much work this would be, but literally they say that every single episode.
Yeah, about
It's so true.
everything.
They always are just like, oh, that's gonna be easy. Those people don't have a skill.
Right. Yeah. It's like, yeah, no problem. No. This is why I didn't even attempt to learn to dance before my wedding. I was just like, I can't dance. I know I'm never going to be able to learn to dance. I'm just going to accept it and I'll just sway. I'll just sway.
Yeah. Yeah, we didn't have dancing at our wedding because, like,
'Cause
neither of us really
you didn't
likes
want
to
to go to hell.
dance. Yeah, I didn't want to fucking go to hell. Yeah. But, like, also, I'm not that into dancing.
Yeah.
I want to, like, go, I want to hang out and chit chat with people,
Mhm.
not have bumping music.
Right. Yeah. Definitely. I get it.
Yeah.
So they learn how to spin and twirl too. And I don't even know what to say about this.
Uh, I don't know. The talking head at the end of this part is like, Carlin's like, it's kind of a goodbye in a way. And it's just like this whole fucking thing, like, it's my send off.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be dead soon because I'll be my husband's property.
It's a little
Like,
much for me.
it's so fucking much. Like, it's nice. Most people who had father-daughter dances are like, oh yeah, we wanted it to be like a special moment where we got to like talk to each other and see each other at a special event in my life and to like have a moment together. Not
Mhm.
like, I'm going away. This is the last
Yeah.
time I will be his daughter.
Yeah, that was for me. It was like taking a moment out of a really important part of my day, of a really important I'm sorry, taking a moment out of a really important day in my life, like for my dad, was like, because my dad's a very important part of my life. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I did it. But yeah, it wasn't like I'm leaving my dad. It's like I haven't lived with my father in like 10 years.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I guess it is more because they do live with them, but also it is because they are taught that they're their husband's property.
Yeah, it's bad. We don't like it. It's not great.
Not great. Not great. But they are actually preparing for something. So I'll give them 1 point there.
There is that is way ahead of schedule for the Bates. They usually
Yeah.
like this would be like day before. Oh, we need to learn how to do a full ass dance.
Yeah, the bachelorette party is dance lessons.
Exactly. God. No.
Kill me.
So the next episode is called A Baby Grand Plan. So we start this episode going back to Castleton Farms. I want to say it in like a fancy Castleton Farms.
It's like Bridgerton.
Yes.
Da, 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 da.
And they're going to meet with Danielle, who is the coordinator at Castleton Farms, and they're bringing Kim, who is their like personal wedding planner, to go over everything.
Oh, Kim. She's their, what's the one on the Duggar family? Like Vicky or something?
Oh gosh, I can see her so clearly in my head.
Uh-huh.
Hold on, I have
let's
to look
Google it.
Cindy,
Yeah.
Miss Cindy.
Miss Cindy.
Yes,
Yeah.
you were close. Vicky, Cindy, same thing.
I knew it was a E ending.
Miss Cindy is like a whole character though. Like I feel like Kim, like she's just kind of like in the background. Like I'm sure she does stuff, but like she's not like a focus on the show. Whereas Miss Cindy,
she's a fixer, like Chad.
Exactly.
In this show.
Exactly. Miss Cindy was like she was the drama.
Oh yeah, Miss Cindy was the drama. Oh my god. Oh my word.
Oh my word. Yeah, they would never say oh my god. They would never.
I know, it's
take
so
the words
funny
in
how like natural and easy it is for me to say oh my god, and like I don't think about it. It is not religious to me in any way.
It just comes out.
It's a combination of words, like any combination of words.
Exactly.
But they're like, oh my word. And I'm like, oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
So they go down to the little like vineyard area, which is where the ceremony will be, and they talk about like what they might do decoration wise. And like we talked about, they're planning for roughly 700 people, and they have a bridal party of 6 on each side, which is a pretty reasonable number.
Yeah, we've seen much bigger.
I feel like we're heading in the right direction, at least for the bridal party. The 700 is still a little much for me, but I do understand that's kind of like how it has to be in these situations.
Yeah, especially like when you're the daughter of the pastor, basically. Like,
I get
you're
it.
the preacher's daughter. Everyone's going to want to come and hobnob. Of course, we have Kelly. The only sensible moment in this whole fucking series is Kelly. Who knew? She's, well, what do we do about rain?
Yes.
And Carlin's like, I'm not paying attention to any thoughts like that. And you're like, okay, but just think about it like twice.
Yeah, you have to, like, I understand putting it out of your mind, but you have to at least think it through at least once all the way through. Because it could happen, especially I think they're getting married in May. Like that's a pretty rainy time of year around these parts. Yeah, but they talk about, like they said, they have like the covered area, which is where they're going to have their reception. And then they also have a barn as well. So they can use those areas if they have to. So that is always nice because you don't want to be without a plan. And knowing the Bates, like it's good that they're at least talking about it.
Yeah, because it would have like ruined Carlin's whole life had she been wet at her wedding.
Yeah, for real. It would not have been nice.
I mean, it's kind of the only like big event that the girls get like, just to themselves. So like,
right.
I get it.
And I think that I mean, just thinking about that, like my wedding was like a huge day of my life and like the biggest day of my life for sure, but it wasn't like the only big day of my life. Whereas like you said, like these girls, they haven't like been through school, they haven't had graduations, they haven't had like different milestones, and and like the ones that they have had have been overshadowed by having a million other siblings as well.
Yeah, like, oh, you turn 18, but you turn 18 and you have your 18th birthday party the same month as 2 of your other siblings because there's 19 of you and 12 months in the year.
Right. So it's like the wedding is like their one time to shine. And I can imagine that making it an already stressful time even more stressful.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It's nice and a bummer together.
Yeah, definitely.
Like most things that we talk about on here.
For
Some
sure.
things you're like, oh yeah, they do actually love their children. Too bad they're still raising them in a cult.
Yeah. Oh, darn. If only.
Shit.
So then, like, they check out the reception space and they talk about how the venue has some like decorations they can use, which is nice. That was like
Mhm.
one of the big things with my venue was that like we didn't really have to bring in a lot of decorations because it was already heavily decorated. So it was just kind of like come in and put your stuff and it's already there ready for you.
Yep, that's what we did too.
Yeah. Okay, so then we go back to Tori and Bobby. Not back, we haven't been there. We go to Tori and Bobby in Nashville, but they won't be in Nashville for long because they are moving back home. And we don't really ever get a full explanation on why they only stayed in Nashville a year.
Maybe it was only a year position.
It could have been
the ministry or something, because then he's working with Kelton. Yeah, he's doing like an apprenticeship with Kelton, which is weird.
It is weird because like he had even in the talking head when they were talking about moving, he even said like his calling has always been ministry. But
then he says that weird thing about how he doesn't want to be like a cult of personality, or like, what did he say? He said he doesn't want to be famous or somebody that like people like focus a lot on and pay a lot of attention to. So maybe like he just doesn't like how like ritzy being a minister is now, like being a preacher in these churches. I don't know. It was
weird.
Slightly weird.
The whole situation was, there was like, I feel like there's something off about it. Like there's something we don't know. Like something happened, or I don't even know. It doesn't really matter, but it was just like interesting that you guys moved to Nashville, had a baby there, and are like immediately moving back.
Yeah, and like this was the vibe I got during this section, is that Tori and Bobby are in a big old fight.
I don't know. I mean, it could be. I don't know.
Because like he says something a little bit later where he's just like, they were talking about packing the moving truck, and he says something like, yeah, you know, Gil knows how to pack a truck, like he knows how to pack a house full of kids or something, and it was like just kind of like a little bit shitty.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they have like a newborn baby and they're moving, so they're probably not in great moods. But no, I don't know. It was this whole situation. It felt very off. I don't know. I just think there's a lot more that we don't know.
And it feels like really fast too, because like they were not talking about this like a month and a half ago.
Like this just kind of came up out of nowhere, at least on the show. So it's just like a little weird.
Well, we'll have to Google it.
We'll figure it out. If anyone has any information, please let us know. We are very curious.
Yes. Please let us know if Bobby got into a fight about being at the church too much or something.
Yeah.
Because that was the only other thing he said, was like,
he wanted to be like a family man.
He wanted to focus on my wife and my kid and doing right by them. And I'm like,
yeah, that's like just kind of interesting wording there.
Yeah.
So Gil and Kelly and some of the kids are coming to Nashville to help them move back. And like we talked about many times before, this is one of the like only times when it's so nice to have a million siblings, because they have like everything packed in this truck in no time.
Yeah. Many hands make short work, or whatever the fucking thing is.
Right. So Bobby rented a 16-foot truck, which is what the, I guess, like truck rental company suggested that he rent based on what kind of stuff he had. And everyone was so convinced that, oh, this is way too small. It's never going to fit. Which I feel like it always looks smaller than you think. Yeah,
and then you're like, wow.
Because you don't, when you have all your stuff all spread out, it looks like it takes up a lot of space, and it does. But like when you have everything consolidated, it's just...
Yeah, and you can like put stuff on top of the couches and like flip stuff over onto each other. So like you can use all of the space. When it's just like just the floor space that you can see, you're like, oh, this isn't that much.
Yeah. But thankfully Gil is like an expert at packing trucks, and so he gets it all done. He packs it clean. He's
an expert at packing trucks because he used to work at UPS, which I can't remember if it was Warden or Isaiah who said this. They were bickering with each other about it. He's like, he used to work for UPS. And he's like, that was like 50 years ago. And then the other one looks at him and says, but boy, can he pack a van.
Yeah. I love that so much. I feel like that is like such a dad thing to be able to do.
Oh yeah, Tetris, like
Yes,
stuffed
yes.
Tetris, but they wouldn't know that because I've never played Tetris.
That's true. They get everything packed and they're ready to head on back. And everyone's very excited to
Mhm.
welcome them back. And Kelly's thrilled that some of her out of town people are coming back.
And I'm sure Tori is excited to have somebody to help take her care of the baby.
Yes, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure that that's probably
A lot of it.
part of it, at least. Yeah, is that
Yeah.
they are in Nashville, which isn't that far, but like far enough away that you want to be close with your family. I get that.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, he doesn't have family there either. Like, where does his
Yeah.
family live?
Are they in Florida?
Oh, yeah, they are. There's like Florida or like Alabama or something down
Yeah,
there.
yeah. So they're not in Nashville for sure.
Yeah. So
But
it's like no one there.
yeah. Yeah. No thanks.
I get that.
So next up, we go over to Bible Baptist Church, which actually is pretty much almost completely ready and
Yeah.
ready to be a church.
Color me impressed.
I was very surprised that it's only been like, I don't even know, like 12, 6, 10 episodes since the last time we saw it. And it's like, it looks like a church now.
Yeah. Like it got finished in the same season that it got started.
It's been like a year
That's
since they
impressive.
started building it. And in terms of Bates projects, like a year from building a building to like having a church in it, that's pretty good.
That's pretty good. And I mean, I was just sitting there thinking like I wonder like cuz they had to make the church bigger because they had to have it for their bigger congregation and I'm like how much of their congregation is doing like all of this work?
Yeah.
And is this building going to burn down?
Well, we'll see. But for this episode, they're actually getting a very exciting delivery, which is the exact piano that, quote, they've been praying about for 6 years.
Why 6 years?
I don't know. I just loved the way they said that. Like, we've been praying
They
about
also
this.
were talking about like how it's like so like different and like not different but like classy and elegant and a brand that you know that they wanted. I'm like it's a fucking Yamaha. Like everyone knows Yamaha pianos, even
Yeah.
people who don't play piano.
The way that they were saying it too was like it was like such a rare find that like you had to like
Yeah.
search for years to find a piano like this, and it's like, do you mean like save for it? Because that's one thing, but like
Yeah.
the way they were talking about it was like this ancient relic that
Right? It's like, oh yeah, you know, like talk to me when you want a fucking Steinway. Like
yeah,
come on.
exactly. But it is a very nice piano. It's a baby grand.
Yep.
It's beautiful. I mean, it's a piano. Like, come on.
I really wonder like that piano's too sexy for church.
That piano is, that's a sinner's piano. Come on.
Yeah, yeah. Black, lacquered, like shininess. Like, no, in churches you get like wood finish,
Mm-hmm.
organ vibes
Mhm.
only.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I think they're going for like a more modern feel of for their church, which I guess includes a black sinner piano.
Sexy piano from
Sexy
Japan.
piano. Oh, God.
Not even American made. I don't know if Yamaha's made here, but probably not.
Some of the kids are extremely excited about the piano because, as we know, the Bates family is very musical. A lot of them are. And Callie is in particular very excited, and she was there when the piano was delivered. So she immediately gets behind the piano and starts playing. And it was very sweet and very cute.
Yeah,
And
Gil got very misty about it.
he cries. Yes, of course he does. And then they all bless the piano with a prayer.
Because it's a sinner's piano.
They have to bless it.
Also, we get a little point of this where Gil realizes kind of like, oops, I did fuck up by having 19 kids because now all of the older kids are out and done, so they can't care for the younger kids anymore. So he has to go back to being a little kid dad at 50.
Yeah, the way they were talking about it was like, oh, yeah, it used to be, you know, we were really young and we had these young kids, and then those kids grew up older and they took care of our young kids. But now those kids are taking care of their own young kids, and these young kids are our kids that we actually have to take care of now.
Fuck.
It's like, yeah, that's called parenting, my dude.
Yeah, like if you didn't want to have young kids in your older age, maybe don't keep having kids into your 40s.
You can stop. You can stop at any time. There are plenty of things you can do to prevent this from happening. Plenty.
Yes.
Oh, God.
Nightmare.
It was, for real. But the nightmare is about to maybe get worse. I don't know,
Oh
because
my
we're going
God.
back to Miss Renee's. We're back.
Miss Renee. I thought we were going to get away from Miss Renee for
I
Carlin's
know.
wedding.
I did too, because they bought Carlin bought her wedding dress at a place in Nashville. And so I was like, poor Miss Renee, she's not getting any royalties from this one. What the hell? But thankfully, Miss Renee's coming through. She's going to alter the dress because it's quite big. It was like the only, I guess, sample size they could get was this big dress. So she has her work cut out for her in making it perfect for Miss Carlin.
At one point, Carlin, so the dress is big on Carlin, which is good. If you have to buy a wedding dress, wrong size for you, always go too big.
Big is good. Yes.
So Carlin, being, of course, the expert seamstress that she is, she says, well, sometimes if you take it in too much, you make it less elegant.
Yes.
And I was like, what?
And also, like, do you think that Miss Renee does not know how to alter a dress? She's literally done it, like, for 6 of your siblings. She's probably, if she says she can do it, you should probably just trust that she could do it.
And, like, what other proof do you have in your own life of stuff being made less elegant? First of all, you aren't wearing fancy wedding dresses all the time. You're wearing just normal human clothes. Second of all, the person who alters all your clothes is Michael, and Michael does a really good job. But she does a really good job. Like, you can't tell that, like, what she edits is what I was going to say. What she edits is edited.
Yeah. Right. It's like, she just, I mean, I think she's just really anxious, which I get it. And so she's trying to be, like, really making sure that her dress is what she wants. But
yes.
Thankfully, Miss Renee seems confident in her abilities, and I'm confident that Miss Renee can do it. I feel like Miss Renee has proven herself time and time again to be able to just do whatever the Bates need her to do, which is oftentimes something on a very short time frame.
Like, as much as Miss Renee is kind of like a thing of evil,
well,
she also has, like, she has to have the most patience on the face of the planet. Can you imagine working with different flavors of fundies on their dresses at all different, like, modesty levels? So many things. It's like a restaurant where you only have substitutions.
Yeah, really. And you know that those types of people are, like, the most picky, particular type of people, too. And so it's just got to be a nightmare.
And they'll, like, call the cops on you over your bill if they don't like your work.
That's the truth. Oh, poor Miss Renee.
No, she chose this life, but she does have patience.
She does. They also talk a little bit about bridesmaids' dresses. Carlin is planning to have kind of everyone wearing a different color, different dress in kind of like a pastel color scheme. So I feel like that could either look really cool or really bad. So we'll see how it comes together.
Yeah, I think it could be good.
Yeah, definitely. It could be, but...
I mean, Carlin has relatively good taste. Like, she's not putting her bridesmaids in brown, at least.
That's true. She's not, have you ever seen pictures of Alyssa's wedding and her, like, bridesmaids?
The fuchsia?
Yeah, and, like, the bright blue. It's so bad.
Oh, my God.
It's so bad.
Yeah.
It is so bad.
They're, like, the 80s prom dresses.
Yeah, and this was, like, from, like, when did she get married? Like, 2012? Like, not...
Yeah, not far away.
Yeah. Ugh.
In the 2010s?
She's younger than me, so yeah, definitely has to be in the 2010s, because I was 18 in 2010.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, damn.
Ugh.
Okay. Oh, they do end up having to take the dress in 8 inches, which is a lot of inches.
That is quite a bit. But like you said, you always want a bigger dress. Like, you have plenty of fabric to work with then.
You can always take it in.
Yes.
You can't always take it out.
Very true. Very true. All right, the next episode is called Shall We Dance? Here we go again.
We shall.
It just keeps coming up. But first, we check in with Erin, who we all know Erin loves design. We've seen her do, she most recently did Tori's nursery for baby Cade.
Like 2 months ago, and now they're moving.
Oh, yeah. What the fuck? I didn't even think of that. Anyway. Did they not know that they were moving when they put the nursery in?
They must not have.
Which was like weeks before he was born. It was like she was really pregnant.
Fired?
I don't know. That's what I want to know. Somebody tell us.
His name is Bobby Smith. It's so hard to look him up.
For real. But anyway, Erin's kind of wanting to get more into designing for people outside of her family. And so she has a couple named Eric and Emily who have hired her to make her make their baby Ezra a nursery.
Ezra.
Very biblical name.
I know.
So of course Chad is part of the team,
And
and
Trace is for
yeah,
some reason there.
yeah, which I know Trace works some with Chad, so maybe he's like in on it, but I don't know.
I feel like they should have taken him for the second part, like the installation stuff, not like the
not like the
consultation.
scouting, and yeah, it was a little weird. I don't know. I feel like Trace has a little bit of Lawson in him, where he has to like insert himself. He's not quite as annoying as Lawson, but he has that same
he at
quality.
least like he's nosy, but he knows when to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, which I can respect that a little bit more.
That's me. So
So Aaron says, if I draw it on paper, he can build it, about Chad, which I just feel so bad for Chad. I mean, I'm sure he likes what he does, but it seems like he gets recruited way more than he should.
Oh yeah. But you know, this whole time he's so fucking starry-eyed. Like Aaron, I don't know what it is about Aaron. Aaron must have like a magic coochie or like amazing therapy brain, because he's like, I love working with her. It is like having ice cream for all 3 meals. I wish we could work together every day. She's my best friend. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, and like you could tell he like means it. He's not just like saying that.
Yeah, he's not like being an asshole. He's just like, no, I really like her, so I want to work with her.
Yeah, it's like it's crazy. Yeah, I don't know what it is about Aaron, but she has him like in her palms.
Yeah, they are bound together.
They are. So Aaron has given this couple a timeline of 2 weeks for this project, which that seems a little fast, but I don't know.
Yeah, ma'am, you're making your husband make like 5 different things in 2 weeks.
Right. But I mean, we'll see.
I guess they're getting paid for this one, so.
Yeah, that's true. At least there is a little bit more like of a enticing factor. It's not just like, oh, it's just for us, so who cares? But right.
Or like, we got to do this for my 18 family members.
Yeah, it's like, okay, well, we have 18 others to do too, so let's just spread ourselves a little thin. So, oh god, we get a clip about Katie, who is working on her pilot's license in addition to going to cosmetology school, and she said the same thing about this when she started for cosmetology school. She said it was just like a spur of the moment decision to start, which like, all right, but I mean, it's good to like explore different hobbies and see what you like. I'm all for that, but damn.
It's lightly chaotic, but also I think Katie might be the one to ginger it. I think Katie might be the one to like move cross country, because doesn't she live in like New Jersey or something?
She does. She lives in New Jersey.
I feel like she's the one who's gonna like wear pants. Like she's not gonna become like a good person.
Yeah,
but,
I can see that. I can see that for sure.
I think she might become like fundy light.
I will see though, because the family she married into is pretty fundy.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
God, maybe they set it up that way. They knew she was going to try and fly the coop.
Could be.
God, it's so depressing thinking about the machinations of fundamentalist families.
I know. So the family talks about how they were all a little terrified to hear that Katie was, learning to be a pilot, because she is not their best driver. And I remember there being an episode about her learning to drive and it being extremely chaotic.
Yeah, where she couldn't back up out of the parking spot in an empty parking lot.
Yeah.
Then she didn't know how to go forward. Then she didn't know how to turn. Like, you've been in a car, like, probably every day for your entire life.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily have to know how to do all the things right, but, like, you see what's happening.
Yeah, you should be able to pick up on some things a little bit.
Yeah. This is not the first time you've seen a car.
Nathan is teaching Katie to fly, which makes this even scarier because it's Nathan. And Katie even says that Nathan has more faith in her skills than he should, which is scary.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like Nathan is probably the best person of her family who could be teaching her.
True.
Because he does have more actual experience.
Very
flying.
true.
So, I don't know. I hate that Katie's getting in the air. She's gonna like crash into a fucking side of a hill.
Yeah, I don't even know. It seems I don't quite understand why she's doing this, but hey, whatever.
She's trying to fly the fuck away and leave.
Because she seemed like very anxious in the plane too. Like it was very like it was like, you sure you want to be doing this? Because you don't.
Yeah,
have
are you
to.
having a good time?
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. They go over like what to do if the plane stalls, and I don't know. It's a whole thing.
Yeah, they stall the plane, which is like you put the nose up in the air and it fucks up the propellers. Then you go whoo and you start to tumble. But then she doesn't know what to do and can't tell which way they're falling.
Mm-hmm.
So they just start like spinning towards the ground.
Right.
Which,
Great.
if you've ever seen the first Top Gun, you know how that often ends.
Not great.
Not great. So thankfully Nathan takes control and gets them out of the spin, and they're
Thankfully,
okay.
they survive, but kind of a close one.
Chaotic. Like if you can't back up and get in a parking spot or get out of a parking spot, you gotta master that first before you get up behind an airplane.
Yeah, yes, I would say
Or get
so.
in an airplane, rather. You can always be behind an airplane if you want to be.
Sure. Oh gosh, but yeah, I mean, good luck to her. I hope she finds what she's looking for. I don't know.
I don't know. I do love that then Nathan literally just got out of a plane that could have crashed into the ground. Because, like, small planes, lots of plane crashes, lots of people die in small planes. John fucking Denver, we all know somebody who's died in a small plane crash.
Yes.
Anyways, Nathan just did that with her. And then she's like, I'll drive us home. And he's like, okay.
Yeah,
like,
it's like
sir, that's not the most dangerous thing you did with her today.
For real. Oh God. But then, I don't know if you knew this. I don't know if anybody knew this, but did you guys know that Carlin is going to be like the first one that has dancing at her wedding? That they're allowing dancing at Carlin's wedding?
Wow, the first Bates wedding with dancing? I didn't know.
I don't know if they've made that clear that this is the first one.
I thought they danced a lot. They seem like they're always dancing.
Always grinding, always.
Yep, always twerking. That's what they say. What would twerk Jesus do?
Exactly.
Tweezes.
But we're back at the dance studio, and this time Evan is coming along, and also Chad and Aaron are getting in on the fun. And they show up, and Gabriel, the instructor, is there with his wife, and they like demonstrate a dance. The instructor and his wife demonstrate a dance, and Kelly makes a comment after that was like, what did she say? Okay, maybe with a little less hip shaking. And it's like, you fucking judgy bitch. Fuck you.
I know. They were just doing the cha-cha. Like, it was just like,
yeah,
you exaggerate the hip when you're stepping
That's part
forward
of the dance
with your partner. Yeah, you're just like, cha, cha, cha. Like, it wasn't like they were like, bow, bow, like pony, like fucking Magic Mike dancing on each other. It's not Channing Tatum, like, flexing his abs in your face.
I know. I'd be like, you can leave if that's how you're gonna act, because, like, that was a completely reasonable thing. But, like, also, what's wrong with shaking your hip? I just don't understand.
They really do believe that Elvis is what caused all those pregnancies.
I mean, it probably did. Let's be honest.
I don't know, man. Elvis.
Probably true.
He was from Tennessee, so.
That's true. That is true. There's something to that. I have a big quote from Gil in one of the talking heads who is talking about how he's a little bit nervous about not just like having to dance, but kind of, he says, I don't want to open a can of worms that any kind of dancing anywhere in any atmosphere with anybody is something we think is okay.
I don't know why you think that anyone would think that.
Exactly. Like, why would you, like, having a father-daughter dance, why would that make me think, oh my God, he's really into twerking? He, like, he thinks it's okay to twerk. And it's like, first of all, it is okay to twerk. Let's just be real. But
yeah. I mean, I really don't get the through line from, like, one ballroom dance with your daughter to throwing it back in the club.
Right. And it's also, I love how he said, he says in any atmosphere with anybody. What does that part mean? With anybody? Is that like particularly gay dancing? Is that what that means?
I don't know.
They don't approve of gay dancing.
Yeah, I mean, ban gay dancing, but incest dancing's fine.
It's just like, what are you even trying to say here, dude? Nobody's.
Also, I would really like to say, if they refer to this as a daddy-daughter dance another time, I'm gonna go lose my shit.
Why can't we just say father-daughter? That's so much better.
A daddy-daughter dance is like what you do in like 3rd grade in public school.
Yeah, that's what you take your like preschooler to. Yeah, It's
Yeah, like your child, like who still calls you daddy, not
yeah.
your 20-year-old daughter.
Yeah, it's yeah, it grosses me out to hear the phrase
Yeah.
daddy used by like an adult woman, not ironically. I don't even know what to say. Do you have anything else to say about the dancing? I don't, it was just
Erin gave us a bingo again because she said, I thought this was going to be easier than it
yeah,
was.
yeah.
Again. And
Which
then Chad gave us a really good little tidbit for me where he said that he was really nervous and anxious to perform. And he just does not know what that sounds like to
mhm.
normal people.
Yeah, I love to hear stuff like that when it's like, oh, that's what she said, but you don't even get that.
Yeah, you don't know. You don't know. Only I get your joke.
So, okay, so then we get more Tori Bobby content and Baby Cade, of course. So they're hanging out with
Mhm.
Kelton and Josie since they're back in Knoxville and they're very excited.
I think they're
And
staying with them. That's what it seemed like.
I don't know because
I don't know. It's so
we
weird.
never learned like where they're moving or anything. We never talked about that. So
Yeah, they're
I'm
still in
unclear.
limbo.
Yeah.
We're seeing them, and Bobby is working, and
Hmm.
that's it.
Yeah, Bobby and Kelton are working together. And so they come home from work one night and they decide that the boys are going to take care of baby Cade and
Hmm.
Kelton, or I'm sorry, Bobby's going to teach Kelton how to be a dad because Josie's pregnant. And then
Yep.
Josie and Tori are going to go out to eat and have some girl time.
Bobby and Kelton talking to each other is literally like I would reinvent the Bechdel test just to make them stop because they're just like, oh my god, like you're just such like a dad. Like what do you even do with like a dad? It's like the worst. Like why do they sound like Valley girls? Like people are always making fun of women for their vocal fry, but these dudes are just sitting there being like diaper.
Especially Kelton. I cannot stand Kelton's voice. It's like fingernails on a chalkboard to me.
It's so bad. Yeah,
Ugh.
I don't know, man. His
I
voice
don't
is
know.
weird.
But yeah, I did feel like I was losing brain cells watching those two talk.
It's like, well, to do the diaper, don't leave it open for too long or else you might get peed on, man.
Yeah. Well, the good news for Kelton is they're having a girl, so that's not as big of an issue when you're having a girl
Yeah.
because they can't aim it at you.
Yeah, they don't have the external
Yes, yes.
um yeah. Anyways, I just wrote as a note was just these guys are such fucking bros.
They really are. They are the most bros.
Ugh,
It's yeah. Maybe the real reason why they came back was just because he couldn't be away from his bro.
yeah. Yeah, now that Evan's moving to away from Nashville too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
Because they're like the three amigos. They stalked those three Bates girls so that they could be
Uh,
brothers.
Gross. And now they live in Knoxville together. Thank God.
Uh-huh. It's because they're really in love.
They are.
I hope they are a happy throuple one day.
Oh God. But yeah, at lunch they talk a little bit about Josie's pregnancy, and Josie talks about how it's nice having Tori around because she just went through everything, and so yeah, that must be nice. And we learn, or Kelton learns how to change a diaper.
Yep, and he does make a very good joke. Honestly, was when they put the diaper on. He says, "You know, it's my line of work, leak prevention."
That is pretty good. That is pretty
I was
good.
like, "Oh man, you got a good one there."
He's been working on that one for a while.
Yeah.
So then we end things at this episode by checking back in with Chad and Aaron's design project, and things have come together. They don't say if it was in the 2-week time frame.
It did say 2 weeks later, but nobody actually said anything
Right.
about that, so it may be movie magic.
Yeah, who knows? But they did get it done, and it was not my style at all, but it looks
No.
fine.
It was better than it was,
Yeah.
which it was just dark furniture and like a shitty armchair and
Mhm.
just like depression.
Depression is a good word for it. Yeah.
And now they made Chad build a whole wall.
Mm-hmm. He made an accent
And-
wall, and they painted a bunch of furniture,
Uh-huh.
and yeah,
Like,
I mean, it looks like a
things to hang on the wall.
cohesive room now.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely looks kind of like an Insta-fluencer room.
Yeah, not my style, but
That's
that's
what all
okay.
of their stuff looks like.
Yeah, definitely. I don't quite get it, but hey, if that's what you like, go for it.
Yep.
Oh, and this is where we get our first mention of the Bates sisters dress boutique, which we get into in episode 4.
So exciting.
Or episode 4 for today, which is called New
Yes.
Beginnings. And we start out with Carlin, Aaron, and Whitney talking about how they've been wanting just to start a boutique for a while, and they are finally getting things done. They've applied for their business license, so they're waiting for that. And
I
they're,
think we got, again, I didn't realize how hard this was going to be.
yes, that's been
Again.
a common theme for these episodes. But yeah,
Because
just they
they're
talk
like
about how,
floored by paperwork.
yeah, how there's a lot of paperwork at the beginning and how they can't really like do anything until the paperwork is sorted out. They can't order their dresses or anything until they have their business license. So they're kind of just working on the logistics of everything. They have a mock website. They talk about, they have this little clip where they talk about like what they want to make our their return policy. And Carlin says, "What's a return policy?"
They only shop at Goodwill.
But then they decide that the return policy is 7 days, which that
Insane.
is insane.
Yeah, not everyone tries something on right away.
Yeah, they were like, well, everyone tries it on within the first 4 days. And like you have, and it's like, first of all, that might be true that some people do, but like then you have to go back to the store to return it. And that takes time. And sometimes you have a busy schedule. Like 7 days for a return is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Let's just be honest.
The only person who can do it in that amount of time is Jesus, and he did it in 3.
Yeah, exactly. So make it 3 or make it
30.
Yeah, at least
like everyone fucking else.
Just like, yeah, that's a good like 1 month. That's a good.
Yeah,
good
you'll
amount
still
of time.
probably be selling that product after a month, so you can just
Right.
put it back and sell it again.
Yeah.
Like, it's all right. Yeah, no, 7 days.
No.
And it's an online only boutique. Like, it doesn't have a location at this point. So, like,
yeah.
you can't go to the store and return it. You have to just mail it in.
Which that like is a lot of work and it's annoying and yeah, 7 days.
And what about the 7 days? Is 7 days when you email them and ask them for a return label, or is it when you ship it,
when it's
or
received?
when it shows there? Yeah.
Yeah. We need more. We need more information. Either way, it's awful, but we need more information.
Yeah, we do.
Oh, and then Erin admits that she has worn things, left the tag on, and returned them.
Mm-hmm. She's like, that's not very honorable. And I'm like, yes. Erin, yes, sin.
Not very Christian of you, Erin.
Just do a sin. I don't know. This part, they also got Alyssa, which Alyssa and John started that like cleaning business, I believe, is how they have this experience. But she's like, everyone thinks that starting a business will be fun, but it's not. I mean, what even is taxes? I was like, I don't know if you're joking or not, and that upsets me.
That is upsetting because if you're joking, that's okay. I get it. Like,
that's reasonable. Yeah, like business taxes are complicated, I'm sure.
Yeah, but
what is taxes?
Yeah, it's like, did you not know about taxes before you started your business?
This is like the time in my U.S. government class where my teacher said, "Who was Abraham Lincoln?" to the class. This was 9th grade. And this girl raises her hand and she says, "Was he the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom?" And I'm
gonna die.
Still remember that moment.
Yeah.
I still can feel it viscerally.
I felt it when you said that, and oh my god, it was bad. Like, Abraham Lincoln?
Like, he wasn't asking like a hard one. Like, who's...
No. He's like the most, I mean, like, other than like George Washington, Abraham Lincoln's like the most American leader. Like, he's like, no, like,
he's on one of our coins.
Yeah, if you think about like American presidents, he's one of the like first 3 that comes up every time.
Yeah, it's like George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, Thomas Jefferson,
Donald Trump. Sorry, I went too far. I'm so sorry. Okay.
Where's that end call button?
No, do not hang up on me again. Okay, so then we get a little snippet of Kelly taking some of her kids out, as they like to do, to air them out.
Yeah, because she's like, again, I forgot I had young children.
Yeah.
I've been so busy with the older ones and like having a life of a 50-year-old woman
that I forgot that I have like 10-year-old daughters. So I guess I should do something with them. So
I gotta raise these motherfuckers.
Fuck. So she takes Ellie, Addie, and Callie to this like outdoor like ropes course.
So this immediately is like the most suspicious place to me because she says it's in the Iams Natural like park, which I believe is like I am's the dog food, and it's like a zoo like thing that they have, but
Oh
probably not
no.
accredited.
Oh no.
So
Yeah,
like this is just chaotic in so
it
many ways.
is. But thankfully they were just doing like ropes
Yeah.
courses,
Oh yeah.
outdoor stuff. It wasn't anything morally weird.
No, but like I feel like there definitely could have been some real risk in this if how unaccredited zoos treat animals is kind of how
Yes.
they upkeep the rest of their
Not
facilities.
not great, not great.
Not great.
Thankfully everyone survived.
Yes. Spoiler alert.
They did, yes. Callie gets like scared and stuck at one point, but she like makes it through with her and sister's encouragement, which was nice. And
Mhm.
then Kelly gets on everything and she's terrified, but she does it. So there's
Mhm.
that. And yeah.
I don't know. There's a thing that Callie says at the end that sounds so coached to me. She says, "I'm very glad I have a mom who will participate with me."
Yes, the way
And
she
I was
said
like,
that, I was like,
this is like a 7-year-old girl. She'd be like, "I like my mom when my mom does fun stuff with me," would have been like
yeah.
convincing.
The way you know that she's like before the interview, Kelly was like, "Isn't it nice having a mom who like participates in stuff?" And so she just like echoed that. It
Yeah.
was weird phrasing for like a little girl to be.
Yeah, to be like happy that her mom did an activity with her. She's like, "I'm very glad that she participates with me."
Also,
I'm
like,
like,
what other moms, like, what other friends do they have outside of the family that don't have moms that participate with them? Do they have
the
to like
Doggers, the
compare?
Rodriguez family.
I guess, but it's just like I feel like they don't see those people enough to like
No.
compare
Yeah.
themselves to them.
Yeah, no, I think it's more like you should be glad that you have a mom who wants to participate with you
Yeah, yeah,
kind of vibe.
definitely, definitely. Which like is kind of the bare minimum.
Yeah, like your mom should participate with you.
She should want to do things that you want to
Yes.
do because you want to do them and not because she wants to look good at, as a mom.
Yes. 100%.
Hot take.
Who would have thought that we think that mothers should like their children?
I know, right?
Sometimes. I mean, like, you don't have to like them all the time.
No.
We get it.
Yeah.
Kids can be assholes.
Definitely. Definitely.
They're humans. All humans can be assholes.
That is the truth. So then it's Carlin and Evan's wedding shower. And this is the first official event that is being held at the New Bible Baptist Church. So it's a big deal for everybody.
Yep, they're in their fellowship room, having
Mm-hmm.
some fellowship.
They're fellowshipping,
Lots of people are there.
of course.
So many people. And I'm still just like, fuck, we're so close to COVID.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming
It's
quicker
coming.
than
It's
you
going to
guys
be
know.
stressful.
For real. But so they start off, they have like both sets of parents and then Mama Jane and Papa Bill giving them marriage advice. And it's all very,
Mm-hmm.
you know, typical things you hear at a wedding shower. Let's be real. I
Mm-hmm.
did love
Yeah.
what Papa Bill said, which is listen to what she says, because if she's not happy, you're not going to have a good time. And I mean,
That's
let's
true.
be real. That is the truth.
That's why you gotta have the sign in the bathroom that says happy wife, happy life.
It's the truth.
You don't always have to cater to your wife, but if your wife is upset,
You're not going to have fun.
she's gonna fuck you up.
You're not going to have a good time.
Yeah, you're gonna have at most a middling time.
Yes.
Carlin gives a little speech. It was
Yeah.
cute.
She's emotional.
Her piano student's mom painted a picture of the lighthouse, and it was like beautiful.
It was
and
really
like
nice.
the most thoughtful gift I've ever seen anyone give a Bates child or like get from a Bates child or anything.
Yeah.
Like
That
dang.
that was really nice. I love gifts like that too.
Yeah, that was so cool. And she
Mhm.
painted it too.
Yeah, like herself. She didn't like get, which would have been cool anyway, but like she herself
Yeah.
did it. That was really
yeah,
cool.
it was very cool. Okay, so Carolyn gives her little speech and she cries, and of course Gil cries, and that's the end of that.
That is the end of that. But then I guess this is like right after that, it's time for the church's official dedication service. And it's a big moment for Gil. We got the Stewart family singing, and it's a
That's who it
joyous
was.
occasion.
They look so much like the Rodriguez family sometimes,
do.
like when they get their hair real big and their makeup real strong. I was like, is that Joe Rodriguez?
Yeah, no, that was Evans. I think what we saw was his sisters singing.
Yeah. So weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was mostly just a church service that I skipped through a lot of.
Yeah, there wasn't really anything going on. They just talk about how it's more than a church, it's more than a building, it's more than being about the physical building. It's about the people inside the building, Jillian. Imagine that.
I don't think I've ever thought about that. I've
I
I've always
know.
been like, the thing that means the most about this place is the building
The
itself.
bricks. The
Yeah.
bricks.
About my house, the thing that I love about it, walls.
I mean, I do love the walls. They
Yeah,
are
I mean, I'm
helpful.
very pro wall. Like, I appreciate my house as a building, but the reason I love it is not because of its material.
Yes, exactly.
Which I know they would think, oh God, an atheist could never, ever have that kind of emotion or
No,
thought.
we are just soulless beings.
Yeah, we are not only amoral, we are immoral.
Oh yeah, definitely. But yeah, the church is up, it's ready to go, and yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah, it's very exciting that they get to do a weird new church.
Yay.
I don't know.
Yay.
It's so weird. Like, I can't imagine being a person who would just start a church.
Yeah, I can't imagine like thinking that I had like things to say that would matter.
Yeah.
And
Like, I could even go for, like, maybe I could, like, go to school and become, like, a priest or whatever. Like, I could probably figure that out and do it. But, like, to
like
start one,
open your own church, just completely, just like start it. Yeah.
and especially in Tennessee, which has the most churches per capita.
Yeah, we don't need no more churches in Tennessee.
How do you have people who want to come there still? Like, does everyone go to, like, 3 churches? Probably.
Probably. Yeah. They want to be on Up TV, so they got to go to this church.
Yeah.
But I think that about wraps it up for this week. I think next week we will be finishing up season 8 of The Bates. I think we have one more episode for you guys for that. So maybe we'll finally see Carlin get married. I don't know. We'll see. We'll find out.
I think it'll be the last episode.
I'm sure
that feels
it will.
like what they do.
That is how they do it. But if you have anything to say to us in the meantime, if you have anything to say about this episode, or if you have anything you'd like us to talk about in a future episode, you are welcome to send us an email at tvliterate@gmail.com.
And you can find us all over the internet at TV Literate. We are on Reddit, Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, anywhere you can think of, we're there. Facebook. You can message us, send us anything cool. If you know what happened to Bobby's youth ministry job, please tell us. We need to know. I'm going to Google it, but you know how hard it is to find Bobby Smith.
Yeah.
So if anyone knows, let us know.
Please.
And also, I would like to say somebody on Twitter, I forgot this earlier, somebody on Twitter told us to watch the BBC, it's called like the Britain's Great Sewing Bee. And it's a sewing competition.
Oh, fuck. Okay, I'm going to have to watch that.
So, yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I thought you would like that because you like sewing and embroidery and stuff.
I love it. So I'm here for it. I will definitely check it out.
But yeah, that's the stuff we love. Give us recommendations. Give us anything you want to chat about. We love hearing from you guys, even if we don't always respond. We do see them and love you. So,
we do. Very much.
Thank you.
And if you have a moment and would like to leave us a review, that would be very helpful too. And we will see you guys next week with another episode. Bye-bye.
Bye.